I had a booger wiped on me recently. It was kind of a big deal. It was by my niece, which makes it a little better. It wasn't like a stranger. That would have made it a lot more awkward. I still had to burn the shirt, but it was really easy to deal with. If you know me, you know that it's not boogers. Those are some of the grossest things to me. I don't even like to blow my own nose. And I won't unless I'm like extremely sick. I blow my nose so little, I'm not even sure I know how to do it right. I'm scared like it's just gonna like blow right through the tissue and be all over my hand. There's just gonna be some kind of weird ricochet effect and it's gonna like end up on my mouth or something. Horrifying. I was at work the other day. I was in a meeting and this guy sitting across from me had one of those boogers that like kind of like fluttered back and forth. What about being in that situation makes you automatically feel like you have something in your nose? Like, oh, I'm not same thing. And I'm not one of those people who will tell you something like that unless we're really close. I mean, if we're friends, I'll be like, hey bro, you got a flounder. But if not, I'm not saying anything. I apparently am the kind of person who will just gag in somebody's face. He was like talking about some report or something. But it's okay. I travel a lot for my job. Not this job. My real job. I don't really consider it a comedy job. Because I've never been paid for it. I thought I got paid once, but the check bounced. Between fees and gas and time, I've lost money doing this. So you guys better keep laughing. But I travel and I was on this trip and it was a longer flight, so I had to check a bag. It was a long trip, so I had to check a bag. I had a lot of luggage. I got to the counter where you turn your bag, and it was over the weight limit. So I just start grabbing stuff and throwing it into my carry-on. Finally get it down, go through security, get on the plane. I'm putting my bag in the overhead compartment. I realized that I just stuck a pair of jeans from my other bag into my carry-on that had a full-size pocket knife just sitting in the pocket. And I just walked right through security, no problems. And I was like, awesome. I didn't have to lose my knife or anything, and I sat down and then I realized, if I got a pocket knife through without even trying, what if somebody was trying to get through? I was like, excuse me, can we check everybody's bag again, please? Not mine though, it's cool. I vouched for that one, but everybody else is. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I was on a flight, it was going to be a long flight. And we had like just got to like cruising altitude where they turn off this fasten seatbelt sign and you get to pull out your electronics and everything. And this message came over the intercom system. Attention, attention, please prepare for crash landing. Everyone freaked out. Like people are screaming, kids are crying. I'm panicking because one of my biggest fears is having to get in the crash landing position. Because I don't know if you've ever been a chubby guy on a plane, but like, this is about all I get. And that's not saving me from anything. That's doing something to find my body in the wreckage. Like, hey, we got another guy wedged in over here. Breaking the jaws of life. We're going to have to cut him out. And we're all panicking. Like 20 seconds later, it comes on again. Attention, attention. And so we're all getting really scared. And then finally, the pilot comes on, like, attention, this is your captain speaking. That was an accident. I hit the wrong button. This is not a joke. It's not funny. What button were we reaching for? The recline button? Because we know you guys like the nap, apparently. Can you find the button that lets us into the luggage underneath? It smells like somebody needs to change their pants. It was me. And why is there a button? I feel like that's a much more personal announcement. Like, hey guys, I messed up. Oh boy, we're all gonna crash. We unlocked the Wi-Fi. Feel free to send your last words and wishes. I'm getting older. I just turned 27 and a half. So, starting to really feel like one of the next steps in my life is to have a kid. I got married and that whole thing. I feel like that's coming, and that really terrifies me. I don't know what to do with kids. What if I break it? I don't know about you, but a natural instinct for me, if something throws up on me, is to drop that thing. I've never changed a diaper. That's a lie. I changed one. And it did not go well. Grandpa, stop moving! Don't touch it! I'm pretty sure for the first couple of years of my kid's life, they're gonna think I'm Darth Vader. Because I'm going full hazmat suit. Like, no, babe, I got this one. I've already got the suit on. My wife, she'll probably be the pro, right? Like the Jedi of the situation. There's more wife as you will. Dogs in the corner just. Grandparents come over. I don't believe that's the way you're supposed to do that. It's not gonna be good. The kid's obviously gonna be like me, probably not sweet and nice like its mom, my wife. I was pretty hard on my parents. I once ripped a full hand of hair out of my dad's chest. Yeah. We had this pool, we were jumping off his knees, and I went to step up and slipped and just grabbed whatever I could. It's the only time I've ever heard a grown man yelp in my life. I thought we were a family of wolves for a second. I was like, is this like Team Wolf? Tell me now. I'll join the basketball team. I can do this. I was not a good listener. I remember one of the first memories I have, my dad was changing the oil. Sets this whole big bucket full of used oil on the ground, and he saw it in my face like I was about to get into it. And he was like, don't you touch that. Walked in the door. As soon as he got past the doorway, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. Came out, I was grounded. It's cool. I have an older brother. He's 3 years older than me. Most of my life, I looked up to him, wanted to be like him. And then he stopped growing about here. I was like, I guess I'll find somebody else. I remember when he got his training wheels off. That was a big deal. I was like, Dad, I gotta take my training wheels off. I can handle it. He's like, no, you can barely walk. You probably still need them. I took 3 turns and his face first. He's like, I told you. I'm not gonna help you. I wasn't the smartest kid. The first job I ever remember wanting was I wanted to be Shamu, a killer whale. I didn't even know how jobs worked. Somebody told me I could be whatever I wanted. I looked at the list and was like, Shamu, yeah, that's what I'll take. I just get to swim around in the tank and bring joy to families' lives.
Down there.
It's kind of like what I'm doing now. And I'm the size of a whale, so apparently you can do whatever you want. My mom once sent me into this grocery store to get some spaghetti sauce. Apparently I got sick, as I was looking for it, and just threw up all over the aisle. Panicked, ran outside. Mom was like, why didn't you get spaghetti sauce? I was like, oh, they're out, but I let them know how upset we were. Just go to the next place. My brother he came out with the sauce 2 minutes later. She was like, why couldn't you find that? He was like, well, he probably couldn't see it was behind a guy cleaning up a big pile of throw up. I homeschool, if you can't tell already. A lot of people think it's cool. It's really not. It's kind of like the Breakfast Club every day, but without all the fun and other people. Tension every day. You can never use the excuse I learned that at school. Found that gets you grounded for a week. I didn't have like, it wasn't like the normal like people think, like, oh, you just did your work in your pajamas, and you gotta take field trips to the mall. My parents would wake us up every morning, make us get dressed. They would both leave and go to work and expect us to do school. It is a true story. Because of that, I aced Xbox every year. If you played Madden, it counted as PE. So I thought I went to school with my stepbrother, who lived in Texas. I tried to learn algebra. I basically learned that x over y plus 3 equals answer book. Let me just go find that after you guys leave. That's how I'm going to win. I took 4 years of Spanish because I lived in Texas, so I should at least learn the state language. It worked out really well, just all our schooling was computerized, so I could read it and write it, but when I speak it, I kind of sound like a Spanish robot. Went to Mexico, I was really excited, I was going to try to speak it, went up to a couple guys, and I was like, "Donde el baños?" That was the last time I spoke Spanish. Prom was pretty cool. I made a deal with my stepbrother that I got to be prom king if he got to be valedictorian, which I thought was a good deal until I saw him in the dress, because that made him prom queen. At least I would have filled it out a little more. That's a man boobs joke. I'm curvy, is all I'm saying. I filled it off. Luckily, we moved right after graduation, so it was kind of like going away for college. Not exactly the same. Some of you guys might have heard me do this. There's a lot of jobs like I've always wanted, but there's also a lot of jobs that I never wanted. I never wanted to work at a funeral home. I thought that was weird. Who ever thought to turn just a normal like old house into a funeral home? Like, oh yeah, we're just moving in. You know what, babe? This room could really use some death. Just throw a casket right here. It'll work out perfect. Never wanted that job. I never wanted to be a news anchor. Not because I can't like sit in front of a teleprompter and read the news. I can do that. Kind of, because I homeschooled, so the reading's a little sketchy. But it's kind of how you get up to be head news anchor. You see those guys like in a foreign land, like there's a war going on, like a real battle. There's like right behind me is a war raging, nations fighting against nations, and we need to do something about it. Help, America, help. That was me. I'd be like rolling in, like, oh my God, are you rolling? Let's do this. Right behind me, there is a war. Oh man, there's guns, battles. Oh my God, what is this? A grenade? Oh, get out of here. As you can see, things are not good. Okay, we need to do something. But the other thing you always see is like, you see that guy. It's like hurricane season, and he's just like hanging out on the beach, waiting for the hurricane to come. He's like, as you can see, hurricane's here, wind is really picked up. They is definitely trying to evacuate, if you're ready, please go. That's pretty much all I got, guys. My name's Anthony.